viewers, welcome to CEC lecture. Myself Dr. Preeti from Department of Computer Science, Aryabhatta College, University of Delhi. So today I am here to tell you more about dynamic programming. As in our previous lectures we have seen the basics of dynamic programming approach, and then in what kind of applications these can be used, and what are the techniques through which the results are stored, or what are the techniques in which through which dynamic programming approach runs on. So let us have a quick recap of dynamic programming. Basically this is an algorithmic approach as well as a mathematical optimization problem which avoids the repeated work by remembering the partial results. So partial results means here the results to the sub problems. So by remembering these results to the sub problems, we are going to have the reduced complexities of order of polynomials like order n square, which is a quadratic complexity, or order n cube, which is a cubic complexity, instead of exponential time complexities. So by this dynamic programming approach we allow to solve many different types of problems in time of order n square or order n cube, for which a naive approach or a brute force approach would have taken exponential time. So time complexity is obviously being reduced when we talk about your dynamic programming approach. So this time complexity is reduced because there are two approaches which a dynamic programming technique used for storing the partial results or for storing the result of sub problems. These are memoization and tabulation. So till this point we have already covered in our previous lectures. So here in this lecture we are going to focus on dynamic programming versus greedy algorithm. So what is the difference, which one is better in what kind of situations, which one to use where. So all these things we will be taking up. So why are we taking this greedy algorithm versus dynamic programming? Because there are some problems whose different versions can be solved. One version can be solved by greedy algorithm, another version can be solved by dynamic programming. For example, knapsack problem, we have two versions. One is fractional knapsack, another one is 0-1 knapsack. So fractional knapsack is being solved by greedy algorithm, while 0-1 knapsack, which is the same problem with one constraint added, will not be solved by greedy algorithm, will be solved by dynamic programming approach. Also, if we look into the features of the problem which can be solved by these two algorithmic techniques, which are greedy algorithm and as well as dynamic programming, we find very common kind of terms like dividing the problem into a smaller sub problem, and the problem must possess optimal substructure. So optimal substructure problems are required for greedy algorithm, as well as optimal substructure problems are required for dynamic programming also. So having many kind of similarities, it is very important to underline the important differences between these two in order to avoid any confusion. So greedy algorithm makes basically a greedy choice which seems best at the moment, hoping that it is going to lead to the global optimal solutions also. So basically a greedy algorithm looks for the local optimal solutions, being apprehensive or being hopeful that it is going to lead to the global optimal solutions also, while dynamic programming make decisions at each step considering the current problem and the solution to the previously solved sub problem to calculate the optimal solution. While your greedy algorithm does not look back, it is not going to consider the solution to previously solved sub problems. It is just make the choice whichever seems best at the moment. And similarly in greedy method, so we don't have any guarantee of optimal solution. It just hopes that these local optimal solutions will turn into global optimal solution also, but there is no guarantee. Coming to dynamic programming approach, optimal solution is guaranteed because it considered all the possible cases and then chooses the best one, while greedy method chooses the best which is best at the moment also. So basically a local optimal choice at each stage by greedy method, while your dynamic programming is based on a recurrent formula that uses some previously calculated states, and we have already seen that these previously calculated sub problems or previously calculated sub states are stored using either tabulation or memoization. So we can say greedy method is actually a method which is defined as a short-sighted method also. But as far as memory expenses is concerned, or memory complexities are storage complexities are concerned, greedy technique is obviously more efficient in terms of memory, as it never look back or revise previous choices. It is not going to use, or it is not going to reuse the solutions of the sub problems which have been calculated in the past. So there is no need to store these solutions. There is no concept of memoization or tabulation as far as greedy technique is concerned. So obviously it is more efficient in terms of memory. While looking at the dynamic programming problem, your dynamic programming approach requires the space to build up that table, either for memoization or for tabulation. Building that table or occupying that space will obviously increases its memory complexity, while this is not the case with the greedy technique. Greedy technique are considered as generally faster, but it is not the case with every problem. They are considered as generally faster. So if we think of shortest path algorithm, which is basically a single source shortest path algorithm, Dijkstra algorithm, which is being solved by using greedy technique, the complexity is order of E log V plus V log V, where E is the number of edges in the graph and V is the number of vertices in the graph. While similar problem of shortest path, if we solve using Bellman-Ford algorithm, which is based on the dynamic programming strategy, these dynamic programming strategies are generally considered as slower. Bellman-Ford algorithm has its complexity as order VE, while Dijkstra's algorithm is having complexity as order E log V plus V log V. So yes, there is a difference in the time complexities, where greedy methods are generally considered as faster as compared to dynamic programming. Greedy method, as I have already told you, a short-sighted method, works in a serial forward fashion, never looks back or revise previous choices, while your dynamic programming computes the solution bottom up or top down by synthesizing them from smaller optimal solutions. So these smaller optimal solutions are reused again and again, and because of this need of reuse, these are being stored in a table, either by the method of memoization or by the method of tabulation, which are either the bottom up approach or the top down approach of synthesizing these smaller optimal sub solution. Now considering the considering an application which gives you a real life scenario of how this difference between greedy and dynamic programming works. So let us consider a morning traffic scenario in a on a kind of busy path, we can say, which is having your traffic obviously, and a person wants to go from its source to destination, that is from point A to point B, as fast as possible in a given city. But please consider the rush hours also. Now greedy, what does it do? Basically your greedy algorithm is let you start driving immediately. It will pick the road that looks the fastest at every intersection. So at every point of time it is making the best possible choice. It is becoming greedy while making that choice, but it might not lead to the fastest arrival time, since you might take some easy streets, but they may have jammed scenarios also. So greedy algorithm just look for that particular moment, that yes, okay, this sub path or this particular edge is going to give me the maximum benefit at this point of time, so let us adopt it. So it may not end up in having the whole path as the shortest one. While your dynamic programming approach look into the entire traffic report, looking into all possible combination of road and what combinations can be taken up in order to reach your destination as fast as possible. So it will wait for a while until the algorithm finishes, because it is exploring all the it is taking into consideration all the possible solution, and then only you can start driving. So the path you will take will be the fastest one. It goes with an assumption here that nothing changes in the external environment after you start driving. While your greedy algorithm let you start driving immediately, dynamic programming algorithm will allow you to start maybe after some units of time, and these some unit of time will be taken until the algorithm finishes. So the moment dynamic programming finishes, it will be having a best path in its as its solution, and then that path can be taken. While greedy algorithm allows you to start immediately, it will pick the road that looks the fastest at every intersection, which may not lead to the fastest arrival time, because then at a later point of time you may stuck with some jammed streets. So that is the difference, that is the perfect scenario in which difference, or through which the difference between greedy algorithm and dynamic programming approach can be very well understood. Another problem of your greedy algorithm versus dynamic programming approach is it is also very common example, which is fractional knapsack versus 0-1 knapsack. So the knapsack problem, as the name told you, we have a bag with a kind of limited capacity, and we have many items, and these items are having some weight. We want to pick the items with maybe either the minimum value or the maximum value, depending upon what kind of your approach, what kind of your application, what kind of solution your application demands. So we need to fill in that particular knapsack or that particular bag using different items of different weights, and we must not exceed the total capacity of the weight. So considering two versions of this problem is in one is fractional knapsack, another one is 0-1 knapsack. So fractional knapsack says you can take a fraction of amount of a particular item, while 0-1 knapsack says you cannot take item into fractions. For example, you cannot take an item A maybe as 0.75, or you cannot take half of the item A and half of the item B in order to optimize your capacity and weight. But 0-1 knapsack says that either you need to pick the whole item or you will not be picking it. Now coming to the fractional knapsack problem, let us have 5 items, I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5, and we have some weights which are 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 for these items I1 to I5 respectively, and we have a cost associated with these kind of, we can say, items, and these costs are 30, 20, 100, 90 and 160, while the total capacity of your knapsack is 60. So we can add the amount, the items of weight not greater than 60 with these given weights and value of an items. We need to put these items in a knapsack of capacity W to get the maximum total value, or it could be the minimum total value depending upon. So maximum total value in the knapsack we need. So maximum total value, that means the value will be taken from the set W, while the set V is depicting the cost. So we need to maximize the small w, while it should not, all the sum of small w's should not go beyond 60. Now the problem says what items among I1 to I5 we will be choosing in order to maximize the w thing. Now this is a tabular arrangement. I1 to I5 is having some weight, and then we have some VIs also, where weight is 5 for I1 and the value is 30, I2 is weight 10 and we need to have value as the value is 20, I3 is 20, the value is 100, and so on and so forth. Now one thing which is very important here is you need to optimize only one parameter. We will not be optimizing two parameters parallelly or simultaneously. Here we will be focusing on the optimization of the parameter small w or wi, we can say. So we will be focusing on having maximum w I, and please remember all these items are available in single pieces. That means we cannot say we will be keep on adding item I1 and so on and so forth. So in order to solve this fractional knapsack problem, we will be adopting a greedy approach which will be based on value per weight ratio, which is denoted by let us say P. So that P is Vi upon Wi or Vi divided by Wi for all these items from I1 to I5, and the table which is given on the screen is showing the value of Vi upon Wi, which is the value of value per weight, value and weight ratio. So for I1 we have Pi as 6, for I2 we have 2, for I3 we have 5, and I4 we have 3, for I5 we have 4. Now the next step is to arrange these value of pi in decreasing order, because we want to choose the maximum weight kind of thing. So we will be arranging it according to the decreasing order of pi. So decreasing order of pi is going to give you I1, I3, I5, I4 and I2 with the values. I1 is having value 6, I1 is having value of pi as 6, I3 is having 5, I5 is having value 4, I4 is having value 3, while I2 is having value 2 of pi. So what we have done, we have calculated the ratio value versus weight on each item and sorted all the items on the basis of this ratio. Now we will be filling our knapsack according to this decreasing value of pi. That means we will take the item with the highest ratio, which is the value weight ratio, or we will take the item with highest pi, and that's why we have arranged it according to the decreasing order, and we keep on adding them into our knapsack until the knapsack becomes full. That means we can add them until we cannot add the next item as a whole, and then if we are not able to add the next item as a whole, we can add the next item as much as possible, because the version which we are considering is fractional knapsack. So even if we don't want, even if we are not able to add the complete item, we can add the fractional part of the next item as much as possible. So the strategy will be, initially we will be adding the items in full if possible, and then whenever according to the capacity it is not allowed to add the next sorted item as full, we will be adding the fractional item. So here, looking at the we can say table of that sorted pi according to the decreasing order, we will first choose the item whose weight is 5, which is the first. Then we will choose the item I3 whose weight is 20. Now 5 plus 20 is going to give you the total weight of knapsack as 25. Now the next item is I5 in the table and its weight is 40, but we have already filled our knapsack till the capacity of 25, and the total capacity, which is capital W, which is denoted by capital W, is 60. So 25 is already done. We cannot add 40 more. We can add only 35 units, or 35 kgs if we can say. So here we need to choose the fractional part of it. Let us see this table first. So we have chosen item I1, then we have chosen item I3. So weight will become 5 plus 20 as 25, and now according to the weight we must choose the next item, which is I5, but including whole I5 is not possible because the capacity will go beyond the limits, which is not allowed. So here it will become 5 plus 20, 25 plus 40, it will become 65, and we can only include 35 in order to make it 60. So we will be choosing fractional part of the item I5, and that fractional part will be chosen as 40 multiplied by 35 by 40, which is going to give me the weight of 5 plus 25, 20 plus 35 as 60. So that fractional part will be chosen, and we will be having maximum value in our knapsack, that means maximum weight in knapsack. So that was about fractional knapsack problem, which can be solved by greedy technique. So the greedy technique there was choosing the maximum PI was the greedy approach. Now coming to 01 knapsack, here we are given in 01 version of knapsack problem, we are given weights and values of n items. We need to put these items into knapsack of capacity W to get the maximum total value in the knapsack or maximum total weight in the knapsack. But the condition is either we can pick the complete item or we will not pick it at all, which is called the 01 property. So let us quickly take an example of this 01 knapsack problem. We have, let's say, values as 60, 100 and 120 for 3 items I1, I2, I3, and the weight is 10, 20 and 30. Please remember, we want to maximize value. The total capacity of W is 50. Don't focus on optimizing the two parameters, that is maximizing the weight and minimizing the value or something of that sort. Dynamic programming is about to here is about optimization of one parameter. So if we take weight as 60, weight 20, value is 100, weight 30, value is 120. Now what combination in order to take in order to achieve weight as 50 or less than 50 we can take in order to maximize our values. So weight, if we take 20 plus 10, it is 30, value will be 160. If we take 40, which is 30 plus 10, the value will be 180, 120 plus 60. If we take 30 plus 20, the weight is 50, is still within the limits, and value we will be having 120 plus 100, which is 100. But if we take all the 3 items, 30 plus 20 plus 10, the value the capacity will go beyond 50. So we will be choosing an item of the weight 30 and 20 with the values 100 and 120, and finally we will be having a knapsack of capacity 50 with solution with their values at 220. This problem cannot be solved using greedy, but can be solved using dynamic programming method. If we go with the brute force recursion solution, we will be having 2 to the power n complexity, which is exponential in nature. But by using dynamic programming, we will be achieving the solution in order of n multiplied by W, where n is the number of weight and W is the capacity. Now a detailed version of how to go about the solution of 01 knapsack problem in using dynamic programming approach we will be considering in our coming lectures. So let me sum up the lecture. We have started with the recap of dynamic programming features, then differentiated dynamic programming and greedy algorithms using we have seen a real life traffic scenario, and then we have seen the 2 versions of knapsack problem, fractional knapsack and 01 knapsack. So fractional knapsack which can be solved using greedy, and knapsack 01 knapsack which can be solved using dynamic programming. So this was a summary of the today's lecture. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you.